Good evening, everyone. We begin at 6 with the search for the arsonist authorities say targeted multiple ballot drop boxes in Portland and Vancouver, torching hundreds of ballots and prompting an FBI investigation. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. Those drop box locations are under close watch, and Clark County has even put people at all of its 22 ballot boxes to keep an eye on things. Our Evan Watson is live in Vancouver, where one of the ballot boxes was targeted. Evan, give us a sense of the latest on these investigations.
Yeah, investigators tell me they're still searching for the suspect, and we know they're looking for that dark-colored Volvo that was captured on security camera video. Now, we also know today that the Department of Homeland Security has issued warnings in the past few months about domestic extremists targeting ballot boxes. And with all of this, Clark County has watchers just about everywhere. At a ballot box site in East Vancouver, the vigilant eyes of Jennifer Whitaker are ready for anything.
I really cared about what happened yesterday and wanted to help protect democracy.
Investigators are looking for whoever set fire to hundreds of ballots at this East Vancouver drop box location early Monday morning. The smoking and rained-on ballots were collected and brought back to the elections office.
We are still drying those out, and we're not yet ready to really begin processing those damaged ballots.
County Auditor Greg Kimsey says many people are reaching out for replacement ballots and checking to see if theirs was affected by the fire. The county replaced the burnt ballot box, and Whitaker is now one of the contracted workers that Clark County has hired to watch all 22 of its ballot box locations through Election Day.
It made me think that they take this very seriously, that it wasn't just like, oh, well, that happens. They literally immediately decided to protect the ballots.
She says election officials told her what to look out for and who to call. The Department of Homeland Security has issued warnings about people online talking about ways to target ballot boxes, according to a brief obtained by watchdog group Property of the People. In one memo, DHS said election infrastructure remains an attractive target for some domestic violent extremists, and states with more ballot drop boxes may be more at risk. For her part, Whitaker says she commends Clark County for adding ballot box watchers around the clock for the next week, just to make sure people feel their votes are secure.
It puts value. It puts value to absolutely every single voice, and that to me says that people care.
Now, an update tonight, the New York Times is now reporting that investigators found that both devices that started fires at ballot boxes in Vancouver and Portland were marked with the words "Free Gaza." The Times cite anonymous law enforcement officials who say they don't know if any suspect is pro-Palestinian or using that language to create discord in this situation. Now, the DHS brief that we showed you just moments ago includes an interesting section as well that says in monitoring the online chat, they have found domestic violent extremists have been talking online about masquerading as ideological opponents in Antifa when committing any attacks on ballot boxes. All of this taken into consideration is why when we've talked to law enforcement sources on the record, they have not been able to share any motive behind this, nor these anonymous sources in the New York Times article as well. More to track and more to learn in the coming days. Guys, back to you.
Exactly. Important to stay skeptical and keep asking questions. Evan Watson tonight. Appreciate your update, Evan. In your headlines, we have just learned that teachers in the Greater Albany School District have voted in favor of authorizing a strike, with a strike date tentatively set for November 12th. 92% of more than 500 educators in the union voted yes to a strike. The union and district have been negotiating for about 8 months. The union says it's been unable to make what it calls meaningful movement on student safety concerns and support. In a statement earlier this month, the district said it was open to communication and bargaining. If both sides don't make progress, this would be the first strike for teachers in Albany since 1987.
Happening right now, Gresham-Barlow district leaders are hosting a school safety town hall for students, staff, and families. That meeting got underway right at 6 at Gordon Russell Middle School. District leaders are expected to talk about what happened late last month when a student brought a loaded gun into Gresham High School. Criticism over the decision to not put the campus on lockdown led to a student walkout and the resignation of Principal Erica Beto Whitlock last week.
PBOT is ramping up its efforts to get illegal and abandoned cars off the streets of Portland. Beginning November 12th, any cars not displaying both a VIN number and at least one license plate will be towed immediately and without warning. PBOT says it's authorized to do so after changes to city code, and that automatic towing will help keep streets clear. You can report abandoned vehicles in your neighborhood to PBOT 7 days a week.
And for the second time in a month, vandals have trashed a Clark County family's Halloween display. After the first time they got hit, the family bought more surveillance cameras. Their footage shows 2 young men and a third with a camera vandalizing the same decorations at the home and orchards. While it's really frustrating to deal with the damage and the expense of all this, they say the vandals are really hurting the neighborhood kids.
They want to know, where are the bad boys at? Are they going to come back? So it's very upsetting for them.
The homeowner says she has spotted a dark-colored Mercedes SUV in the background of one of her videos. The Clark County Sheriff's Office says they need more information, though, so contact them if you know anything. Matt?
Thanks very much. We have new snow in the Cascades. The mountains are looking better and better. This is a picture from Mount Bachelor. Earlier today, they're actually making snow too, hoping to get the season going November 29th, and you never know. Could be sooner with the snow that is in the forecast. But first of all, rain tomorrow, and it's going to get heavy at times for a little while during the first part of the day. We'll end up with somewhere around 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch. You'll need to slow down, just be aware of that, and allow a little extra time, have a little extra patience as the rain sets in. It will be heavy, but briefly during the mid-morning hours on Wednesday. Then that brings us to Thursday, the all-important forecast for Halloween. And I wish I could tell you it's going to dry out, but we've got more rain rolling in the form of frequent showers during the day on Thursday. Now, there's a slight chance this could all push out before the trick-or-treater hours get underway, say the 6 p.m.-ish time frame, but I wouldn't bet on it. I would plan on wet weather as you head out there with your little ghosts and ghouls and goblins. Cascades, as I mentioned, under a winter weather advisory. Show you how much new snow is on the way in a bit, guys.
Okay, thank you, Matt. New this evening, Tigard police have released dash and body cam video of a driver who rammed multiple police cars, almost hitting officers.
Turns out a Portland man had reported that vehicle stolen last Thursday morning and then tracked it to that Walmart parking lot. Here is what happened next.
The squeal of rubber and the crunch of metal.
Get out of the car! Show me your hands!
Though the person behind the wheel of this stolen Mercedes Thursday, Tigard police say, doesn't want to listen. Boxed in by cops in the front, here's how it plays out in the back, with officers, weapons drawn, just steps away.
Look out, look out! Jesus.
I'm trying to pull this thing out. Okay, they're coming up to you right now.
The driver speeds out of the Walmart parking lot, straight through a stop sign. Headed right for I-5, authorities say, at speeds too dangerous to follow. 4 days later, police with a canine track down the suspect, who runs through the woods, they say, then hides behind this trailer in a backyard on Southwest Cherry for over an hour, until crisis negotiators convince him to come out. The suspect, 47-year-old Richard Wilson of Portland, authorities say, now facing 20 charges. No one was injured.
Yeah, we're trying to clarify if the suspect was hiding behind or in the trailer, even though it was collapsed. Police say they were able to recover the stolen Mercedes on Friday, a day after the chase. In all, they add the suspect hit 4 police vehicles, plus 2 others.
An affordable housing community in Salem held its grand opening a little earlier today.
Daisy Caballero looks at its impact on people who lost nearly everything to wildfires.
We're in Salem's South Gateway neighborhood, where over 300 new affordable housing units are nearly fully occupied across this 14-acre campus.
Creating these spaces.
On Tuesday, the Mahonia Crossing housing community marked the start of a new chapter for hundreds of residents.
To see it kind of evolve from plans on a page and an idea in the head to this beautiful built environment that we're in is just really thrilling.
These apartments are reserved for people earning 30 to 80% of the area's median income. In Marion County, that's $27,390 to about $73,040 for a family of 4.
Now, a portion of these units will be prioritized for people who have lost their homes due to wildfires and for agriculture workers and their families.
The CDP Community for All Ages project, where we're housing seniors in dedicated housing and families, and then trying to create that intergenerational connection.
There are 313 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms available, alongside a community building, fitness center, outdoor play area, and more.
Having larger size apartments is not the norm in affordable housing, so being able to have a larger size apartment available to you is a big benefit to the community.
I'm really thankful because there's the rent spending nowadays, so having this that we could be able to afford is really good.
In Salem, Daisy Caballero, KGW News.